Good morning and happy Friday. All right, I thought I'm going to do something different today in terms of we're going to journal. We shall journal. You can journal. So it's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. I ache. I didn't want to work out. I worked out. I now hurt. And for some reason, my left calf is hurting more than my right, and I don't understand that. I just don't understand. So I've had a slow start. I haven't done any journaling. I thought, you know what? Some days you just don't want to do it. And that's the day where you should do it and push through. So they say. Um, so if you're going to push through the desire not to journal, why not make it that's the day that you pick something fun to do? So I've pulled up the fun journal questions that I've got in the free kind of guide that I've got available. So I thought we would just kind of have a look at these and just like go through them. What can be and I've quickly gone through, well, re-gone through just to refresh my little brain on kind of what questions I pulled together. And I think these are really good if you write for a living, if you if your day-to-day job is to write, sometimes that can get hard. And sometimes you need to kind of kickstart that writing flow. And I think starting with something, not related to the topic that you're writing about, something a bit out there, something a bit fun, um, can help. Something you're going to enjoy answering. Yeah, here are the 20 questions. So feel free to continue journaling if you are with me. If you want to journal about your intentions for the day, if you are journaling um, kind of for a specific reason, so around your personal development, your mental health, your mindset, your business, then feel free to continue on with that. Take a little review of yesterday. Like I said, I haven't reviewed yesterday. I might do that later. I won't feeling it. Um, and I kind of started looking at these questions and mentally answering them. So feel free to start journaling about your intentions for the day, setting your focus. If there's things that you want to get down and recorded, then do so. But I'm going to just throw some of these prompts out there and kind of throw some answers. Nothing too deep. There are a few that made me giggle. Um, should we just start at the top? Or see, I know I've numbered them, but I want to jump around and kind of start in the middle. I shouldn't do that. I mean, I've laid it out nice. If you could be any fictional character, who would you be and why? Do you know what? I don't know. I don't know. I literally have given that no thought whatsoever. Hmm. What's your favourite childhood memory and why does it still bring you joy? Do you know what? It's the freedom of the entire time that I grew up that I enjoyed. I was doing some random scrolling as I was like making coffee. And I think I mentioned it in one of my posts on LinkedIn. I definitely mentioned it in a TikTok I done earlier in the week. Kind of growing up in the 90s before the mobile phone, that was pure joy looking back. I mean, I love having my phone, I love having everything to hand. Um, but thinking about when I was a kid and kind of being able to like literally leave the house at 8, 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning, and definitely in the summer, you come back when it gets dark. So I was home at like 9. And my parents had no idea where I was for the entire day. The only way they could speak to me is when I walk through the door. So that's a really I love that memory. I love that I had that. And there was like loads of like cool shit I done as a kid. Um, Stuff I shouldn't have done. Playing in rivers, going to the beach whenever I wanted. I mean, how cool is that? Just get up in the morning, walk to the beach, spend the entire day there. It's great. Now, this one I think is both fun and something that you can use if you're feeling a little kind of a little stuck, kind of day to day life is getting a bit meh. If you could learn any new skill or hobby, what would it be and why? And I think this is a really valid one. And I think it's one that, every couple of months, I think it's good to sit down and go, you know what? A skill or, a hobby, give shit a go. Some things I'd really like to do. I want to try glass blowing. That looks like fun. The element of it crashing and smashing is interesting. Kind of, it's not dangerous, but it's like, you put all your effort into this, into blowing this glass thing that you're making, and, there's a chance it's going to disappear. Um, I also want to, oh, pottery. Yeah, I want to throw mud, not like throw it, but I want to try some pottery. I wouldn't mind doing those two. See, the hobbies I like are very creative, biased. So yeah, glass blowing. I think hubby would like glass blowing too. I don't know what I'd make. I don't have a lot of glass stuff around my house. Pottery. I just think that's fun. I who watches a pottery throwdown? I mean, it is such a beautiful show, so beautiful, and I love it. And because of that show, I want to throw pottery. So yeah, they would be the two things that I would like to kind of try. Yeah. Why did you enjoy it? Well, I'm. What would it be and why? Yeah, I think I told you why. It's just having fun, fun and creative is kind of where I lean to. All right. What is the best book you have read recently, and why did you enjoy it? Okay, so I'm in the middle of reading 3 books. I've got 3 books on the go. I've got Atomic Habits that I'm halfway through. I've got The Assassin's Cloak, which is a compilation of diary entries from lots of different people. I like to dip in and out of that. I'm trying furiously to get up to date so I can get into a kind of read the day on the day, if that makes sense. Um, and I'm also in the middle of Nightmares and Dreamscapes by Stephen King, which I do need to get back to. So I'm in the middle of some books, but one of my favorite books that I've read, it's an old book, um, but when I read it, I kind of, it was very relevant to the world that we live in right now. And it's by Stephen King. If you follow me, you know that I love Stephen King. Um, and it's needful things. It's not one of the kind of one that jumps out at everyone. And I'm sure, some people haven't, unless you're an avid Stephen King fan, you probably haven't heard about it. But it's kind of needful things. It's all about greed, and how greed can lead to disaster. And it's not as fun when shit goes wrong. So I really like that book. I actually want to reread that one, um, maybe with a different perspective. Okay. Now, see, I don't have an answer for this. What is your favourite thing about yourself, and why do you value that quality? Whilst this is a fun list of fun questions, I think that's quite a deep one. Or you could take it deep. And I would say answer number 7. What is your favourite thing about yourself, and why do you value it? I think that could lead to some quite insightful journaling words, some insight. Oh, now see, this is a cool one. If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go, and what would you do there? I don't know what I would do there. Where would you go? There's so many beautiful places. Bali. I think that's obvious. See, they do make you think, unless you've gone through these and you've already got your answers. I would like to know, what is the most spontaneous thing that you've ever done? I don't think I'm a very spontaneous, like adventurous person by nature. Yeah. Maybe when I was younger, a little less fearful of the world. If you could switch lives with someone for a day, who would it be, and what would you do differently in their shoes? Ooh. Oh. Now, see, that would be fun if you picked someone and asked that question. So, if I threw it out to you guys, if you were Elon Musk, what would you do differently in your shoes? I'm sure there would be a flurry of words landing on that page for some people. If you could travel anywhere in the world right now, where would you go? Somewhere quiet. That's all I couldn't pick a place. Somewhere quiet and hot. Lots of sun. So where's the sunniest place in the world right now? Quiet with monkeys. Yeah, that's where I go. So wherever that is, that's where I'm going. Hot, sunny, quiet. Does it have to be monkeys? I mean, it could be any kind of animal, as long as like the animal's not going to attack me. But I like little monkeys. I want little monkeys. I like monkeys. Do you have any hidden talents or hobbies? If you do, then you need to show the world. You need to do them. You need to talk about them. I find quirky talents and hobbies really like interesting. I'll tell you something I can do that really pisses my husband off, because he's I'm so going to get this wrong and he's going to kill me. Well, not kill me, but tut and roll his eyes. But is it Star Trek? Yeah, Star Trek. So he loves Star Trek. I was forced to watch it as a kid. I mean, it was fine. I'm not wedded to it, but he doesn't like the fact that I can do that on demand, because he can't even do one hand. Is that a talent? That's not a talent. That's just a thing that my hands can do. But it really annoys him. So it's fun for me. What's your favourite food and why do you love it so much? Well, I just love food. There's just a few foods I don't like. I mean, how can you pick one food? Oh, is it a meal? Do you know, this is this is how I can write a lot of words around something because my brain goes off. It starts asking questions, and what comes across as a very simple, straightforward questions turns into like a half an hour debate in my head because then I start asking questions like favorite food. Is it just a piece of food? Is it a meal? I mean, you can decide this for yourself. This is the glory of these questions. Um, you can take whatever angle you fancy, but this is where look, like I said, if you're doing some creative unblocking, if you have writer's block, kind of pick one of these questions and like pick it apart and ask more questions about it, debate yourself you know around some of these because I could take these questions like, what's your favorite TV show growing up? Well, what about the best TV show of the 80s, the 90s? I grew up for quite a long time. you know is it just one? Can I Do I have to pick one? Can I pick a few? And I say yes to all that. So do what you want with these questions. They are literally um, a jumping board. It's where you start. Pick a number between 1 and 20, grab the question and start answering it, start questioning it, and start having fun. Um, I think number 10 it is, I think, could be a really interesting exercise for writing because you can do it over and over. You can pick lots of different people. You could take number 10 and go, right, this week, each morning, I am going to pick five different people, maybe from five different industries, um, and answer that question. If you're business minded, so if you're a business owner and you kind of you have things that you need to work through, strategize, think about, this could be a really good exercise to pick five people, either within your industry or maybe kind of outside of the industry, kind of um, look at other people, pick a person, pick a situation that you know about, and say, right, I'm this person, what would I do? So I think that's really it's fun, and you can just have fun with these, but you could actually use these fun questions um, to kind of dig a bit deeper. I mean, anything around skills, hobbies, can bring up maybe a desire that you want to give things a go. And then once you've answered it and surprised yourself, you can take it a step further. So I want to do some glass blowing or pottery. So what am I going to do about that? Maybe in the summer, look for a place, or I could do some research now. Look for somewhere to do maybe a day's course or just a couple of hours and give it a go. Um, the traveling, you can be creative when you're answering the question, but seriously sit and go, well, where would I want to go if I was going to go on holiday? You know, where would that be? What do I like? Um, yeah. So it's a bit different this morning, isn't it? Taking the fun questions, using them to enjoy a bit of like freestyling journaling on days that you're just not feeling it, but with the option that you can take the information, the fun that you had, pull out the real kind of the bits that stick out and go, can I do something about that? How does that fit into my life? Can I fit it into my life? Yeah, I think they're quite revealing, and you can take them as deep as you want. I mean, like you've just seen, I can take one question and ask like 14 other questions around it to dig deep, which some people find annoying. Hubby finds it annoying when I start just trying to clarify the question and make it less vague. Um, so these are vague, start vague, and then start kind of narrowing down and just having fun. So I'm going to wrap it up there with the fun journaling session. I don't know if you've done any journaling. I hope you have. It doesn't matter if it's a continuation from the rest of the week or kind of the last couple of days, or whether you took some time out and grabbed one of those questions and just had a little bit of fun, um, because it doesn't always have to be all so serious and productive. You can step out and kind of go, you know what, just gonna write some stuff down, just gonna throw it on paper and see what comes out. So I'm going to carry on looking at these questions and asking myself more questions and potentially researching some glass blowing. If anyone knows of any glass blowing in Hampshire, the UK, let me know. If anyone runs a pottery farm where I can go and throw some mud round, then let me know, because yeah, I'd be up for that. I'll drag hubby along and see how it goes. So, this coming weekend, whatever you have planned, make sure that you build in some rest, take some time for yourself, enjoy life, maybe go and throw some pottery, do some glass blowing or some rock climbing. Whichever way you take it, have a wonderful weekend, and I will catch you again on Monday.